It's Jets Weekly with your host, Connor Hrabchak.
Welcome back to another edition of Winnipeg Jets Weekly. I'm your host, Connor Hrabchak. The Winnipeg Jets are flying high heading into the break on an 8-game winning streak. On this episode, I'm going to break down the 2 games that they played last week against the Carolina Hurricanes and the New York Islanders, preview the upcoming schedule, including the Four Nations face-off schedule, and hand out some awards as well, the hardest working Jet, and my 3 stars of the week. Let's dive right into it, starting with that 3-0 win on Tuesday night over the Carolina Hurricanes. The Winnipeg Jets kicked off this week with another impressive win, this one 3-0 over the Carolina Hurricanes, and Eric Comrie got the start and his first shutout of the season. It was an incredible performance from him as he made 29 saves in this one. The Carolina Hurricanes also with 31 scoring chances, 3.3 expected goals, and they went 0 for 2 on the power play. So a great game altogether from the Jets defense core, and most notably Eric Comrie, the backup goaltender, getting the start and his first shutout of the season. But the Jets played a solid game. There were a lot of video reviews in this one, and Jets video coach Matt Prefontaine got a lot of credit after the game. Both a goaltender interference that the Jets challenged and won took a goal off the board for the Carolina Hurricanes, and then a Rasmus Kupari goal late in the third period that was initially waved off. The Jets challenged once again and got that overturned to give them a 3-0 lead late in the game. So it was a wild game between 2 of the best teams in the NHL. Obviously, the Jets are number 1 heading into the break, but the Carolina Hurricanes also one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference. They had just acquired Mikko Rantanen, so this was a high-paced game, and the Winnipeg Jets stepped up to it with 30 shots on goal, 3.5 expected goals, 26 scoring chances, and the power play stepped up once again, and most notably, it was the second unit. We know the Winnipeg Jets have the best power play in the NHL this season, over 33%, which would be an NHL record if it held until the end of the season. But in this game, it was actually the second unit getting it done twice, first with Nino Niederreiter and second with Neil Pionk, as the Jets' league best power play continues to roll along, fueling this winning streak, which after this game sat at 7 straight games. And that brought us to Friday night, where the Winnipeg Jets closed out their pre-break schedule with a 4-3 win over the New York Islanders, who came into this game having won 8 of their last 9 games. So there's a real argument that these are the 2 hottest teams in the NHL going into this game, and the Jets played great in this one. Connor Hellebuyck shut the door in the third period. The Jets scored 3 unanswered goals in the second period, which fueled them to victory, and it was a great game all around. The shots 27-35 in the New York Islanders' favor, expected goals in New York's favor as well, 3.1 to 2.4. The shot attempts heavily in New York's favor as well, 74-52, and the special teams, the penalty kills got the better of them in this game, 0 for 2 for the Jets and 0 for 3 for the Islanders. But a lot of those chances, a lot of those shots came in the third period for New York, where they really poured it on down a goal, and Connor Hellebuyck shut the door, giving the Jets their 8th straight victory heading into the break. Now, the Winnipeg Jets have won 8 straight games 4 times over the last 2 seasons, and 8 straight wins is the tie of a franchise record. They'll have a chance to set the franchise record with their 9th straight win, but they'll have to wait until after the break. I'll preview the upcoming schedule later on in the show, so stick around. So we know that Hellebuyck shut the door in this one, but offensively, it was a balanced attack from the Jets, who got 2 goals at 5-on-5 from their top line, both of which coming off of the stick of Gabriel Vilardi. I'll talk more about his individual performance later on in the episode. And the other 2 goals in this game came from Nikolai Ehlers. That Ehlers goal was an incredible pass from Cole Perfetti, who's got 8 points in his last 7 games and is looking great on that second line. And the Jets' first goal of the game came from Alex Iafallo, the 4th line chipped in, a great power move to the front of the net, and he shoveled the puck over the glove side of Ilya Sorokin, getting the Jets on the board in this one. So it was a balanced attack, 3 out of the 4 lines getting a goal in this one. Connor Hellebuyck shutting the door in the third period, and the Jets held on for their 8th straight win. Heading into the break, it's a good time to take a look at the league-wide standings, and they're a lot easier to look at when the Winnipeg Jets are number 1 in the NHL. And not only are they first in points, they're first in wins, they're first in regulation wins, they're first in goals for, first in goals against, first in goal differential. They have the best power play in the league, best power play in NHL history if it held until the end of the season. They have the best goaltender in the world, the Vezina favorite, and according to ESPN, currently the Hart Trophy favorite in in Connor Hellebuyck, and they have two players over 30 goals this season in Mark Scheifele and Kyle Connor. Obviously, the power play is a big reason to do with that, but simply put, we are witnessing an incredible season from the Winnipeg Jets, and coming out of the break, all eyes are going to be on whether or not they can lock up first the Western Conference, the Central Division, but maybe even the President's Trophy. As we saw last week, they played a classic against the Washington Capitals, 5-4 in overtime. There's a massive gap between those two teams and the rest of the NHL, an 8-point gap as we hit the Four Nations break. So those two teams have a massive lead on the President's Trophy over the rest of the NHL, and they'll be battling it out down the stretch. That'll be an incredible thing to track down the stretch here as the Winnipeg Jets go for their first ever President's Trophy, and what an accomplishment that would be, finishing the regular season as the number one team in the NHL. And the Winnipeg Jets, what they've shown us through 56 games so far, they absolutely have the talent to do it. So I will be glued to the TV watching that race down the stretch. Now it's time to hand out some awards, but before we do that, if you're enjoying the show, make sure you hit the like button down below, hit that subscribe and the notification bell so you don't miss Winnipeg Jets Weekly every single Monday morning, where I break down the week that was, preview the upcoming schedule, and hand out some awards for the Winnipeg Jets. Let's get right into it, starting with the hardest working Jet of the week.
The hardest working Jet.
My hardest working Jet of the week is Rasmus Kupari, who has filled in Adam Lowry's absence quite well on that third line alongside Nino Niederreiter and Mason Appleton, and he scored that big goal late in the third period against the Carolina Hurricanes, and that was an effort goal. Rasmus Kupari, we know he has the speed, but he's been a much better forechecker this season, disrupting pucks in the offensive zone, tracking back defensively. He's had some great back checks this season, and chipping in offensively. He's got 5 goals, and that big one on Tuesday night against the Carolina Hurricanes gave the Jets a 3-0 lead, and it was a pure effort goal, getting to the front of the net, jamming the puck past the Hurricanes goaltender, and sealing the deal for the Winnipeg Jets. So Rasmus Kupari, filling in on the third line, forechecking hard, scoring greasy goals. He's my hardest working Jet of the week, and he gets the hard hat.
And now, the Jets Weekly 3 Stars of the Week.
My third star of the week is Alex Iafallo, who had a fantastic week from the Winnipeg Jets fourth line. That game against Carolina on Tuesday, he had a great assist on Nino Niederreiter's goal to open the scoring. That was the second power play unit. He, on the entry, broke ankles, deking around defenders going into the zone, and then put the pass right on Niederreiter's tape, who one-timed it home and got the Jets on the board. And then in the Islanders game, I brought it up earlier, but he had a great goal to get the Jets on the board in that one. Power move to the front of the net, chipped it over the shoulder of Ilya Sorokin. He's chipping it on offensively. He's obviously so crucial on the penalty kill as well. Alex Iafallo, he's my third star of the week. My second star of the week, making his first appearance this year, is Eric Comrie. Yes, he got the shutout on Tuesday night against the Carolina Hurricanes. And Eric Comrie went 8 straight games without a win, and the Winnipeg Jets only scored 12 goals in those games. So he was probably thinking, hey, I'll just have to go and be perfect, and that's exactly what he did, shutting out one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference, one of the most dangerous offensive teams in the Eastern Conference, in the Carolina Hurricanes, a 29 save performance. And on this season, he started 13 games, the record, as we've noted, 5-7-1, but the goals against average 2.5, the save percentage a very respectable 9-12. You'll take that all day from your backup goaltender, and his goals saved above expected is right around league average at 0.3. Eric Comrie doing all you can ask for out of a backup goaltender, and a huge shutout against a quality opponent this week. He's my second star of the week. My first star of the week is Gabriel Vilardi. He set a new career high in goals on Friday night in a 2-goal performance against the New York Islanders. In just game 56, he has 24 goals, 27 assists, and 51 points this season. His previous career high in games played was 63, but it's nice to see him healthy so far, playing at a high level, and I haven't even mentioned his power play contributions yet, where he is one of the most dangerous threats in the NHL down at the side of the net. So Gabe Vilardi, for all he's doing offensively, defensively, 5-on-5, on the top line, on the power play, he's my first star of the week. Now we are officially on the Four Nations face-off break as the Winnipeg Jets will return February 22nd on the road against the St. Louis Blues. That should be a great Central Division matchup as the Winnipeg Jets go for their 9th straight win, which would be a franchise record. Obviously, they're at 8 straight right now. They'll have to wait 2 weeks before they can break that record, but like I said, that should be a great game coming out of the break. Over the break, we have plenty of good hockey to tie us over as it is the Four Nations face-off. On the screen here, I've got Team Canada's round-robin schedule. They'll kick off the tournament February 12th against Team Sweden in Montreal at the Bell Center. Then they'll take on the US February 15th, Saturday night, also in Montreal from the Bell Center. Then the tournament will shift to Boston, where Canada will take on Finland February 17th at noon Central. Then the finals of the tournament are Thursday, February 20th, also from Boston, 7 p.m. Central. Hopefully it's Canada and the USA, the two powerhouses. That would be a great matchup, but I'm super excited to watch Team Canada in a international tournament. Connor McDavid, Cale Makar, Nathan McKinnon, Sidney Crosby, some superstars representing Team Canada. I'm super fired up for it, and it'll tie us over until the league-leading Winnipeg Jets return from their break. That is going to do it for this edition of Winnipeg Jets Weekly. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck to Josh Morrissey, who's representing Team Canada at the Four Nations Face-Off, and Kyle Connor and Connor Hellebuck, who are representing Team USA. This should be a great 2 weeks of hockey. 4 of the best hockey nations going at it, tying us over until the league-leading Winnipeg Jets return to go for their 9th straight victory 2 Saturdays from now against the St. Louis Blues. I'll be back 2 Mondays from now breaking down that game against the Blues, breaking down the finals of the Four Nations face-off, and much more, previewing the upcoming schedule for the Winnipeg Jets. So hit that notification bell so you don't miss it. Hit the like button on the way out. I'll see you all 2 Mondays from now on another episode of Winnipeg Jets Weekly.